Howdy, everybody. We are back for round 5. The top pairings for this round were pretty stacked with scam mirrors and people drawing in, so we wanted to come down a little bit further down the bracket to find something a little bit fun for us. They're already off. Looks like we have Brian on the left here playing 4-color beans. He's playing it without the One Ring. And we have Chase playing Blue-White Control, one of my favorites. Looking like we should have a little bit of a slugfest here. I would love to see some interactive magic going on. Let's get some life totals here.
All right, we are again seeing the Kahira companion from the 4-color beans player.
Absolutely. And it looks like we also have a companion. Is that also Kahira from from the blue-white player?
Yeah, I think it tends to be a pretty free include for blue-white since they're really not playing Snapcaster Mage anymore.
Unfortunate.
Yes, yeah, I agree. Unfortunate.
Really a punt in my opinion.
There we go. But
as you guys can tell, I'm a fan of Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, since really the only card, the only creature in the deck is Solitude usually.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
Occasionally they do play Subtlety too.
Yes. Yeah, Subtlety is pretty good in today's meta.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you saw when I was playing it just now. I love that card. I think very relevant in Control. It is a tempo play, but it's also a time walk a lot of the time. Just putting it back on top, obviously, or bottom because the opponent gets to choose. But even when it's back on top, it is still a time walk. Still applies some pressure in the air. But
we have a comment. What's the over/under on how long Game 1 will take?
Oh God.
I think 20 minutes is the set
really?
Point.
Okay.
20 minutes is over.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna play a game.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna play a game. This game is called Laden Thinks. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Mr. Mark. You're gonna be Laden, and what we're gonna do. Or here, how about this? The way this game works is it's a 3-player game. It was invented in the late 90s by a couple of poker players sitting at a poker table waiting for stuff to happen. Mm-hmm. And the interesting part about Laden Thinks is that it doesn't matter what the actual factual quantifiable number is of the question. It only matters what Laden thinks the number is. Mm-hmm. So for instance, the primary example is that we had one of the players was just sort of just sitting there in the room. They're waiting for like a World Poker Tour final table to like kick back up, and one player asks the other player and he goes, "Hey, how much do you think all of the recording equipment in this studio, just the lighting, costs?" And so the other 2 players start quantifiable going up a little bit increments. They're like, all right, we're gonna start with 5,000 as our minimum increment. We go 5,000, 20,000. 50,000, 100,000, half a million, They keep going up. And then right at the end, they go, okay, I think we're over under. He thinks it's more than 2.4 million. I think it's less. Mm-hmm. What do you think it is? And he goes, I thought it was like 20 grand. So it doesn't really matter what the actual number is. It just matters what Laden thinks it is, right?
Thinks it is.
So, Mark, how much time do you think this round's going to take? Now, just keep it in your head. Don't tell us.
Okay.
You got a number?
5 minute increments?
No, just game 1.
Game 1. Just game 1. Okay.
Just game 1. With the current knowledge that we have 6 lands in play, nothing else going on.
Kahira in hand.
Do you have a number?
I have a minute mark. It'll be at.
Okay, perfect. All right, now we'll start with increments of 3 minutes max.
Sure.
Go ahead and start.
3.
10.
I mean, I'll go up to 20.
20. I will take 23.
26.
I'll take the under on 26.
Okay.
I think it's going to be less than 26 minutes. So now, if it's above 26 minutes, you win, and if it's under 26 minutes, I win. Mark, what does Laden think it is?
I think the minute mark will be at 32 when this game ends.
So
that's 28.
That is 28 minutes. So you do, in fact, win. All right, I will owe you whatever we bet.
We didn't bet anything.
All right, well.
So you owe me nothing.
All right, so Liberty Sandwich, to answer your question, we think it is somewhere around 26 and 28 minutes. So I think we agree with you. It is going to be a long one. We do have a Ren and 6 then a, wow.
So answered by subtlety here.
Okay, so
I think the Ren 6 was hit off of Expressive Iteration.
I say hard
which
cast
is now
subtlety.
being cast.
in the main.
No, it's being it's pitchcast. I don't know what that nice shiny card is.
What is that blue card?
I
don't know. It is blue though. Has to be.
I can't tell what it is.
That is a Hall of the Storm Giants, tapped.
All right.
Then
Kahira
another shiny card. I don't know what that is.
That's Kahira.
Okay. Chase has the bling. Got the rings.
Oh, so both players are on Kahira. Nice.
Yes.
So with the control player tapped out, we're gonna see up the Beanstalk. Seems like a great card in this matchup, but not unanswerable. Azorius Control is probably going to play some combination of Prismatic Ending or Line Binding.
Yeah.
Funny that even Blue-White Control is playing a technically 5-color mana base.
Is that an Elspeth?
Yeah.
That is an Elspeth, Sun's Champion.
In the year of our Lord, 2023.
That is an Elspeth Sun's Champion. Please, for the love of God, can we get that on screen?
That used to be played in the Jeskai Control.
My lord, that is a
like sideboard, I think.
Keep spelling it wrong.
So
yes.
there it is.
Yeah.
There she is in all her glory. Elspeth Sun's Champion. That is absolutely what that card is.
All right, so we're seeing a one.
I knew it. I knew it. I would recognize her anywhere.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we feel the same way, Liberty. That's really funny. I went, oh Lord, how did that happen?
I think we all had the same thought on seeing.
Please, for the love of God, please let this game go to Elspeth territory. I don't think the Beanstalk can deal with that.
No.
I mean, what? I mean, even if Elspeth comes down right away, gets Leyline bound.
Yeah, I think Leyline.
There's 3 tokens in play. Like. There are 3 tokens in play.
But, I mean, I imagine.
I guess they have Fury. I don't know.
Okay, so if Elspeth gets Leylined, Leyline is just answered by a second Leyline.
It is
from Chase.
Now Chase is
which can then be backed up with counterspells.
I don't think Chase is playing Leyline.
No, I think he must be with these Triomes.
I think the Triomes may just be for Prismatic Ending, but let's
There's
see.
No way,
we'll be able to wait. Let's wait it out. An expressive from Brian here. Seeing a dig. There is a Prismatic Ending in hand. Let's see if he has the forethought to expect Elspeth, the Sun's Champion, enough to put that into his hand. I don't think he'll do it. I don't think he's prepared for that. He did take it, but I don't think he's prepared for it.
What do you think? Was it binding or ending?
I believe it was the Leyline binding.
Okay.
Here's a forest.
Really, yet another build of the 4 colors. So we've seen the Zoo, we've seen the traditional like 1-ring Omnath.
Yeah,
and
money
now
pile.
Now we're seeing like an iteration build.
All right, I think that we should refer to this as rice and beans.
Rice and beans.
For ice and
fire
beans.
ice.
For ice and beans. There is fire ice in here.
There is, yeah.
For
I like fried rice and beans.
Fried. Oh yeah, fried rice and beans. I love it. 4-color fried rice. All right.
All right, so we're seeing binding on ring, endurance.
For some reason, himself.
Expecting the game to go long.
Milling
is a concern with the Beans deck.
Yes. Now I would say not necessarily because you are going to definitely draw quite a few cards, but without 1 ring, I mean your
that's true.
Card cycling, like your ability to filter through your deck is less than before.
Yeah.
But I imagine that with
multiple beans.
Yeah, we could see this game go very long.
We could also see Elspeth Sun's Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Should be great.
Boy, I hope so.
It's like seeing an old friend you haven't seen in a long time.
Well, I've never been across the table from an Elspeth. She's always been under my control.
Oh
so
she's
boy
been on my
howdy,
sideboard, yeah.
Boy howdy is she my friend.
It was that Jeskai control deck I think we were talking about earlier.
Man. Did you play Jeskai Nihiri?
I wanted to.
I played that deck.
That was around the time I started playing Modern. Was when that was a deck.
That deck was fun. Spreading Seas. We played Spreading Seas in that deck.
Yeah.
Lame. It was super lame. It was a lot of fun.
We're gonna see Solitude for Omnath.
I would bet a lot of monies.
For endurance.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe he has some flyers he's worried about? Because, unfortunately, Omnath does, in fact, if you hit the lands, it will hit Planeswalkers and Elspeth.
Yeah. That's an interesting line. I'm sure there's some reason for it. Could be that there's a second removal spell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh no, I know why. It's because of our friend Elspeth Sun's Champion.
She
minus
gets the
3.
plus. Oh my
Minus
goodness.
3, destroy all creatures with power 4 or greater, kills Omnath.
Oh,
but not
Lord.
endurance.
Oh Lord.
So that's why that is
Are we gonna
absolutely
see
why. Brian has 1 blue open from an untapped
Chase,
Hallowed
smile
Fountain.
on Chase's face.
Could see Spell Pierce here. It's not a sure shot.
Brian does have one. Oh, no, he has plenty of cards in hand. I
Yeah.
can't imagine we're going to see a Spell Pierce here.
No, I doubt it.
Like main board.
Yeah,
All right, they're laughing.
it's happening.
Brian may
It's
stop
happening.
laughing.
Elspeth Sun's Champion has hit the battlefield. Brian is
Holy
reading
cow,
the card.
We're doing it. We're doing it. Big ol' -3.
Minus 3 hits Omnath.
Is that a plus?
Leans in to read the card again.
Gotta check again.
No, I think it is a plus.
Let's
Okay.
go.
All right.
All
okay.
right.
Sure.
We're going hard.
Right,
One mana.
So we're seeing
Leyline.
Leyline Binding on Elspeth. Gonna draw a card off of Beans. It's the 3rd Leyline Binding.
Force. You can. It's not your turn.
Nope.
All right. Interesting. Now, I think that doing the plus there is
Yeah.
kind of a heads-up play because you are worried about the removal.
Yeah, it's an aggressive line for sure, I think. Like just, putting bodies on the battlefield.
Which I think he needs a clock.
Yeah.
Gonna gain 4 life. Gonna crack the fetch. Gonna get some mana. If we can get another land in place somehow, we will, of course, wipe the board of all of these tokens.
Doesn't hit creatures.
You're
Only
right.
hits
You're right.
planeswalkers
You're
and
right. You're right.
opponents.
I apologize. How many times have we read that card tonight?
Too many.
Should we make it one more?
We're gonna. The tokens will stick around. Might not be super effective against this 4/4, since there's only 3 of them. They can jump.
They certainly can. I want to get in. I want to hit him. I want to hit Brian with these soldiers. They're gonna go all the way.
I wonder if the plus is because Chase has Leyline Binding in hand.
I think that's why, and I think it was honestly a little bit of a heads-up play. 2 mana. Red and 6.
I wish I could anticipate magic
What is
like
that?
this. That's a Fury. They'll deal with those tokens.
What did he cast it for?
Pitch
Oh,
cast.
mana off of Omnath plus.
Oh,
tap.
right. You're right. We did tap the 1 land.
Yeah, he only needed to tap 1.
So that's going to be tokens. Nope. Okay, he did in fact deal 2 to 1 token and 1 to 2 other tokens. It's going to come in with Omnath for 4. Fury does not die to Elspeth's -3.
Unfortunate. Here's a red and 6.
It's interesting that I think none of the pitch elementals do.
Yes, correct.
So they all have less than 4 power.
Yeah, Elspeth used to answer every single scary threat. Unfortunately, does not do that anymore.
Times they are changing. It's also a 6 mana planeswalker, which is honestly even 3 mana spells are hard to justify in Modern at the moment.
Arguable, but I do agree.
Well, it has to be doing something really good.
Yeah.
It has to be a phenomenal 3 mana spell. It's like Fable,
And Fable's getting cut, getting trimmed pretty heavily.
Mm-hmm. So I think Chase has 2 cards in hand at the moment against a pretty full grip from Brian.
I don't know what that is.
That looks like
Geist of
Supreme
Saint
Verdict.
Tract.
So that's going to wipe the board. That's the card that got pitched earlier. It was Supreme Verdict.
Ah, okay.
It's,
I understand, yeah.
Yeah.
I have not seen it. That art for Spring Verdict.
Yeah, I don't know what art that is, but it's pretty cool looking.
We
So
love blue-white bling.
Yeah, uncounterable. Destroy all creatures. Also relevantly a white spell and a blue spell for subtlety and solitude.
Mm-hmm. I want to play this deck.
The blue-white deck?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Not the
sure.
other one.
You don't want to play with the beans?
I would play with the beans, but it would not be in that deck.
I think decks like these like 4-color decks overwhelm me in a lot of aspects.
Mm-hmm.
I think especially the mid-rangey control ones, just
Yeah.
because you have so many resources once you hit that like mid to late game, that it takes me personally a while to like
With this
figure out
deck?
what to do with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of skill derived from understanding what lands to play at what time.
Absolutely, and I think when you start playing something that obviously you have so many game actions to be had that like there's in some level and you have to have developed an intuitive understanding and a repetition enough to where your sequencing is optimal.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, because of the nature of a deck like this, like you take so many game actions that like ultimately a lot of these decks will just win kind of in an overwhelming fashion. And so the sequencing not mattering very much in the long run, but that also like kind of raises the ceiling on the learning of this deck, because the learning curve is high, but also like you don't get an opportunity very often to run those sequences all the way out. And so as far as like deck knowledge and development of how to play this deck effectively, definitely relevant.
A lot of it hinges on those early turns too.
Absolutely.
A lot of your this is true of a lot of matchups and decks in Modern at the moment, but a lot of the way that a game goes, a lot of the cadence of a game is determined on those early turns, and if you're not playing optimally on those early turns,
and to be fair, like even not necessarily on the early part, but we saw that in that game against Nathan and Colin.
Yeah.
Like Nathan had made a couple of misplays with the lands, and what that ultimately did is that actually punished him. Gonna activate a Hall of the Storm Giants
as a blocker. Yeah, so chases at 9, taking 7 or facing down 7 power worth of
right.
attackers here.
Brian is moving some lands around.
Animating Hall of the Storm
hard
Giants
cast
as a blocker.
Probably gonna hard cast a Solitude.
Brian is
pay
probably
for
checking the
ward.
ward cost. Yeah,
Yeah.
Is it ward 3?
It is ward 3.
Okay, so Solitude will enter the battle, or Solitude is cast, draws a card off of Beans,
Ward
resolves,
trigger, pay 3.
exiles Hall of the Storm Giants,
Gain 7.
gain 7, take 7. Brian's
Yep.
gonna gain 4.
He will not take 7. He will take. Oh no, it is 7 because of the Lord effect
yeah,
on
Lord
Kahir,
effect
right?
on Kahir, yeah. So
Interesting.
Chase is probably looking for another board wipe, but
Yeah, this is an unfortunate slugfest here.
yeah, difficult to find without that card advantage engine.
How long did we say this round would take?
We said 28 minutes.
28 minutes. We've broken
I bet
28
on
minutes.
over. Yeah.
It's a 32-minute mark. It is about to be 31.
Yep.
Exact. Yeah.
You were really close.
Wow!
All right.
Whoa! Holy, you were off by 1
Plus
second.
or minus a minute is fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, great call.
It was
incredible work.
Brian Chase scoops it up.
Probably for the best. I
Yeah.
think main deck Elspeth Suns Champion might be a highlight of my night.
That's fantastic.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We saw a activation of an Elspeth, maybe for the last time ever in Modern.
I think I hate to say it. I think it was the wrong activation.
I think it may have been heads up. I mean, what are the odds of him having with the amount of cards that he's drawn, the amount of answers that he has for that card? It's just, I think it's pretty reasonable.
Certainly reasonable. Yeah. That's magic. Sometimes you bet on statistics and the roll of die does not work out for you.
With what?
With, if you let's say in that situation you make a play betting to draw removal or something, or hoping that your opponent won't have more.
I mean, there's some level of like playing to your outs, right?
Yeah,
There's,
absolutely.
Getting yourself set up, and I think that I don't think, because of the amount of cards that Brian's deck draws, I don't know if it would have made that much of a difference.
Yeah.
But we're going into game 2 here in just a moment after these gentlemen are done sideboarding. What do you want to see in this matchup? Like, from Chase's side, like what do you want to bring in here?
Elspeth, number 2.
Numbers
Numbers 2 through 4.
Yeah, 2 through 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Realistically, like
I guess yeah.
What can we bring in that's going to be good against this deck? I mean,
I've seen. I don't know if he's playing it, but I've seen Narset.
Okay, I like Narset a lot.
Narset.
Yeah, it seems very good.
It prevents those extra draw triggers.
Mm-hmm.
And it prevents beans from running away from the game.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I'm not sure what else I'm expecting. Subtlety probably comes in.
Mm-hmm. Disdainful Stroke, I know, is very good.
Yep.
I know that a lot of decks are playing Mystical Dispute. I think a lot of counterspells are going to be very good in this.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be really forward thinking with your counterspells. But I mean, I think most relevant, I think we need threats. And unfortunately, I don't think 6-mana Planeswalkers that don't win the game right away aren't going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I love that card and where that will stay forever in a place in my heart, it's just, I don't think we have an effective way to end the game that way. And I think that Hall of the Storm Giants is going to be very good. It's difficult in blue-white without developing some kind of absurd card advantage like some of these other decks.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like you really need to kind of dip into bolt strategies, into strategies with more aggressive creatures. Obviously, I know that he has the Solitudes and the Subtleties, which will help.
But that's not aggressive.
No, but it is a way to turn the corner.
Oh,
Which is important to have in control, and especially nowadays. Now, unfortunately, all of those ways to turn the corner are 4+ mana, and with Hall being the best of them, but it is 6 mana to activate.
Yeah.
So, like, we have, at the very latest, or at the very earliest, we have turn 7 in this deck. We don't play Growth Spiral. We don't have a way to get some lands into play. Now, that's another idea. Play some Bant Sultai action. You can try something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think every now and then I've seen like a Bant list going around.
yeah, I think that there's definitely legs there. I think that a Bant list, I've been looking into. I've been playing quite a bit of like Sultai Reclamation. It's been a lot of fun. Going infinite turns with Nexus of Fate, that kind of stuff. Shark Typhoon's really good in that deck, just making a ton of mana. And then like Mystical Teachings to go.
Yeah, maybe Shark Typhoon is something we want to see from Chase here.
I would love to see that. Honestly, just answering a couple threats, sort of grinding your hand into his card advantage, and then just making a very big like 7/7 flyer with a couple of counter spells for his Leyline Bindings. I think that's the way to win this deck, or win this game, because he doesn't have any card advantage, or he doesn't have any hand hate or anything like that. I doubt Brian's going to have a lot of counter spells. I think what you're probably going to want to do is just prioritize a hand with lots of lands and counter spells.
Mm-hmm.
Save your counter spells for the very relevant things that are going to be targeting your game enders, and kind of transition from there. Now, I know I've seen Chase play some control in the past. I know that he's a player that's kind of been around at least for the past couple of years in the modern scene.
Here's
over
the
here.
Turn 2 beans.
Yeah, here's
That's
a
gonna
force,
need Force's negation,
which, quite frankly, I think is relevant.
You have to here. Assuming there's no prismatic ending in Chase's hand.
Yeah.
This is a spell that needs to go. It needs to be answered. If it's not, then Brian has free reign to run away with the game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So it does resolve. We're gonna kick it back to Chase.
Land drop. Now, as far as the this is a little more into my area of expertise. That's going to be like the Counterspell Suite. I don't know the Counterspell Suite that he is playing. I love this card.
Ego.
Unmoored Ego.
Naming.
What does he name? Is it
It could
Beans?
be Beans.
Is it Omnath? Is it Leyline Binding? I think Leyline Binding would be incredibly
binding
heads
is
up.
interesting.
Now, as far as the sort of Counterspell Suite, which we can talk about in a minute, I think that there is some legs for something like Archmage's Charm is very good. Unfortunately,
Yeah, we saw you playing that card in the Hardened Scales match.
Yeah, we're unfortunately down to only one. I think that card is awesome. It's very, very good in a hard control deck. Blue Moon is not a hard control deck. It's play very tempo aggressive. It feels a lot like
So Ego
ouch.
is going to see the
We
Force.
are going to see Force. I wonder what he would have named. We'll have to ask him after the match.
Still able to get 2 cards out of Brian's hand here.
Absolutely, pretty relevant. And with the Beans not around, that is good. So a little bit of a little Himbatorok action. 3 mana.
And where do you go? Narset.
Narset.
All right, so this is
Interesting.
probably as a counter to the Ring.
I mean, you can still draw a card on your opponent's end step with Narset. It doesn't have the effect that it does not stop or have a trigger just like Bowmaster does, as long as it's not the only card you draw in your draw steps.
But you're not going to be able to draw multiple cards.
Correct.
Which is
Here is a Fable off of Narset.
Narset says non-creature, right?
It certainly does.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same as Search for Canta. It is a non-creature, non-land card.
That's nice.
Top 4, just like Search. I missed that card too. There it is.
I also missed
Celestial Colonnade, my favorite card in Magic.
that card. There's one in the booth.
There is one in the booth. I have one right here.
All right. And
A
opposing
Narset
comes
of our
down.
own. I have a feeling that Chase's Narset is much better than Brian's.
Yes.
Most notably because Chase is going to get a counterspell here, I hope.
But I think the composition of Chase's deck is
Absolutely.
just much better
I
suited
agree.
for selection.
I
of
agree
Narset.
completely. I think that it hits way more targets in Chase's deck, as well as it affects. Nice,
Second
love
Narset.
that second Narset, and not to mention that, but it also is so much more relevant against Brian's deck. Like we've been talking about all night. Like I think that like we talked about in the sideboarding. Like I think this is one of the most solid sideboard cards against this deck right now. Just because it attacks it on a level that in a way that sort of counteracts its natural advantage that it's been accruing. It's like
Do see expressive iteration in this pile of cards,
yeah,
which
which
does
is-
break through Narset.
It certainly
but it
does.
is currently uncastable without playing a land.
Good to hear it. It looks like Brian may have a land in hand anyway. We could have a game. I would love to see this game go all the way to time.
Another 28 minutes.
Oh, wow. Maybe.
Yeah.
Ren at 6. Interesting. Still not castable, though.
Yeah. But
Never mind.
Yeah, Brian does have the land. I think I like Ren and 6 better than an iteration, given that you have to play a land to cast either spell.
Yeah.
Just because you really want to be casting your iterations before you make a land
How
drop.
do you feel? Sorry to interrupt. How do you feel about Ren and 6 minus on Narset? Ping Narset, even though you know that he has one in hand.
Don't like it.
I also don't like it very much.
I don't think there's. I think there's no way. Unless, well, I think there's a chance that Chase will go. I think maybe there's a chance that Chase wouldn't play the second Narset.
I don't think you have.
But I
don't
think
you
on
can risk
this board, given that Chase makes a land drop, is going to be able to hold up counterspell, and still cast Narset.
Oh, 3. Oh man, I saw 3 lands. I didn't know it was 4. That's
Tough.
unfortunate.
Yep.
You might be kind of.
So we might see,
Yeah,
second
you have
Narset
to.
coming down.
Leave open the Roggrain Triumph.
But without a land drop, so does this mean that Chase is down on lands and won't be able to support
very
our set
well
with
could
Counterspell
be.
here? Brian might be getting a window to jam some spells here.
Not like this.
All right, looks like Chase has options. Third Narset. No, gonna take one ring.
Like we said before, still not that great against our opposing Narset. Let's see, land drop, counterspell, maybe? No,
No, it just
unfortunately, missed the
passes.
land drop.
So Brian's gonna untap. Of course, Chase could still have Force of Negation as reasonable backup. We're gonna see Ren 6 uptick returning Windswept Heath, which will immediately be played as Brian's land for turn. Gonna fetch to 11. Grabbing some sort of shock land. It's gonna be Sacred Foundry. What will we see? Narset still has an ability available. Can still -2 Narset. We've not seen the Fable out of Brian's hand. Could be Fable to Mirror Breaker.
Now, notably, I think that this is a
5
Fury.
mana
This
for
is a
Fury.
Fury can hit Planeswalkers, right?
Yes.
Subtlety.
Subtlety. Pitch cast
Very
Subtlety
solid. Now, I don't like pitching Archmage's Charm.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty bad against Narset.
True. He puts Fury back on top.
Yep.
a flourish and a pass. Leyline Binding.
Leyline Binding on
He
Narset.
does play it.
Yeah, there's no way that you play that mana base if you're not playing Leyline Binding.
I guess you're right. Minus.
Considering not minusing,
Just
but
because
is going to
Renin
go
6 is
Mhm.
lethal for the
Yep.
the Narset.
Kind of like this though. I feel like it, not that it blanks Fury, but I think it might make Fury a bit less effective.
Yeah.
And he's still gonna get full value
Yeah,
off the
absolutely.
Narset, which is really good.
Here's I believe that's the Supreme Verdict, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Might have to try this card in the
Still
Riptide sideboard.
Still struggling. Otawara. I
That's the
don't
land.
like playing Otawara here. Though he does need the land, so I understand. I think you
Protection.
cast one ring, then activate, try to hit a different land, and
Sure.
then play. Because Otawara just has so much. Otawara genuinely, I think, is one of the. It's definitely the. It's not as good as Boseiju, but I think it's definitely a staple as far as the cards that were printed in that set. I believe it was Kamigawa.
Yep. Neon Dynasty. Kamigawa.
Correct, yeah.
Kamigawa Neon Dynasty.
Yeah, I think that was one of the more fair ones that was
Yeah.
printed.
Yeah, it's a really nice card. So
Pink
here we're
Narset.
gonna see. Yep. Pink Narset. We know that Brian has Fury in hand.
How many cards does Brian have? No. Did he draw it?
Yeah, he put it on top with
Yeah, but did he draw it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because he just fetched, so I wasn't sure.
He put the fetch back in hand from Renin 6 last turn, I think. Oh wait, no.
Yeah,
It would
he
have to
may
be
have
a-
just
it would have
shuffled
to
it
be a
away.
brand new. No, he drew it because he has to have played it for turn.
Oh, okay, got it. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so this must be the Fury.
So will we see Fury hit the board as a beater? We're gonna see Beans. Beans resolves.
That is a Fable.
Is it second Fable? So we see
Leyline
Leyline
Binding.
Binding. Draws a card.
That card is absurd.
Yeah.
Leyline Binding is absurd.
Binding hits Binding, puts Narset back on the field.
Interesting.
Narset minuses.
Not targeting One Ring. Easy peasy. You'll just find another One Ring, huh?
Grabs Force of
Or
Negation.
find another binding, hit One Ring.
I think that's the only choice here is to take Force of Negation.
Yeah, we saw a Omnath there. Obviously, you can't take off an Narset.
I think he might have second binding.
Brutal.
Hard to tell.
Teferi?
Teferi.
No.
Fable.
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 Fable, make a little bit of an attacker.
Great card here. Alright, so Chase is going to take 1 from the ring, draw a card for turn.
Now you must wait to activate. What is that?
Right,
token?
yeah.
Is that the... That's representing a 2-2.
It's the Goblin, yeah.
The
The
2/2.
2/2. When it attacks, it makes a treasure.
Interesting.
So just going to pass here.
Gonna draw.
On upkeep, we'll draw,
1.
1 from the ring.
Yep.
I think Brian is considering a response. Not sure what response. Yep, just gonna let Chase draw the card. Fable goes to 2. This will give Brian the opportunity to discard up to 2 cards and draw as many cards as he discarded.
Is this... What phase are we in?
Fable Chapter 2 is main one.
Did Brian do that on... Did Chase activate on his upkeep?
On upkeep, yeah.
Oh, okay.
On Brian's upkeep, gotcha.
The one time I don't go to locals.
All right, so I think we're seeing Brian opt to not discard. He's gonna uptick Ren minus Narset. Narset finds Prismatic Ending, which can deal with the 1 ring.
Certainly can. And
I wonder if you cast Prismatic for 5 here just to trigger Beans.
absolutely. Absolutely. Is it 5 or more? Or is it 4 or more?
It's 5. Solitude, Fury.
Boy, howdy, that card's absurd.
Good lord.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think you do. I think you casted X's 4. That's really funny.
I really like the like X part of Prismatic Ending. I think it's like really cool and clever
really,
card
yeah,
design.
I agree. Super clever. All right, let's see. Does he figure it out? He does not. He does not figure it out. Can he get there? No. Ooh. 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 1, 2, 3. No. No. He
Nope.
decided
No,
against
just be-
it.
just be
I
for
think
4.
he did figure it out, but he
Mhm.
decided to walk it back.
Yeah. Not sure what else is in the hand, but
Yeah, it could be relevant.
you know, with the attacking Goblin, that's 4 mana available. Could easily see like an Omnath come down.
Did we have Doomwake here?
Yeah, we did last week.
Oh, is he a local?
No,
I didn't think so.
I think what was it? He came in for I think a Yu-Gi-Oh event.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah, because we did the really big Edison tournament.
Right, I remember
last
that.
Saturday, yeah. 180 players, boys.
That's
Wow.
impressive.
That was crazy, dude.
Here?
Where is he from?
It was here.
Is he
I
from-
don't know where Edison on the. Oh, so yeah, Doomwake was probably playing in the same tournament that we streamed. He just didn't do well, unfortunately. So we didn't. We didn't
Yeah.
see him on camera.
Yeah, stick to magic, Doomwake.
Yeah, I think someone in one of our locals who is in chat tonight suggested to Doomwake that he come visit.
That's awesome. I'm glad he was able to come out.
Shout out Doomwake.
Yeah, what a awesome community member. Honestly, that's something that I've kind of commended a lot of the Magic community on lately. Is that I don't mean lately. I just mean in the last like 4 or 5 years, we've really Magic has went from, and I think that it has a little bit to do with kind of the kind of openness and like the PR of Wizards, but also just like communities as a whole, and just becoming a lot more accepting and welcoming of the minority groups, the LGBT community, and it's genuinely, I've been really proud of this community for a long time, and it's nice to feel just how great this community has been, that we've all known it could be for so long, and eventually we've seen it kind of come and flourish over the last couple of years, and that's been really exciting, and made it a lot easier for us to kind of suggest getting friends into this game, and obviously wherever your local LGS is, get people in there. We really need locals, always really need the help, and keep that going. This community is one to be cherished.
Yeah, we've got a great scene out here.
Yeah, especially here, but I just mean Magic in general.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Man, we are seeing a lot of permanence in play for Brian.
Yes.
And
all right, so we're gonna see
Supreme Verdict once again.
Supreme Verdict, very patiently, waiting for it to take
Counter
out
this one.
Yeah, both
bud.
the token and the reflection.
You know what I want to see more of? Reprieve. I want to see Reprieve in
Yeah.
these 4-color decks.
I was gonna say you're gonna see it in the 4-color decks.
I think that would be incredible. I think that
it was played for a time, but I think it fell off. But could make a resurgence.
I absolutely, I think that's very, very solid. And most notably is it counters uncounterable spells.
Yes.
It's very, very good.
While you were playing your game against Scales,
Mhm.
I mentioned that I played Vintage Cube last night.
Oh, I have loved it.
I did what I always do, which is force mono
Was it
white.
the Grandpa's House cube?
No, it was
Okay.
on MTGO.
Oh, dope. Cool.
So I forced mono white. I had a reprieve in my deck.
Awesome.
It was pretty good.
Mono white, just for some pro tip, mono white is always the best deck.
Yes.
in Vintage Cube.
No one wants to play it.
Yeah, because it's not fun.
No, it's not. But
It certainly does get you
It gave me-
trophies.
I think I went 3-0-6-1.
That's so funny.
The deck builds itself. The only
Pick all
like
does it cost 3 or less mana? Yes.
yes.
Is it also Solitude? Yes.
Yeah.
Take it. All right, you're done.
I think I played a Gideon too. It's like the
Jura?
4-mana. No, the 4-mana. I think Hero of Zendikar.
No, that is Ally of Zendikar.
Ally of Zendikar.
Ally of Zendikar. That was a stain on that format. Holy crap.
Yes.
BFZ. Good God.
Is that a 6 or a 9?
That is
a
a 6.
Okay, being trolled by myself. All right.
All right. So I think Kahira is on the field for Chase.
Where did those Solitudes come from?
Great cast. Beans.
Anybody know? Chat.
They came from
Angrily shuffles up blue-eyed spirits. Boy, howdy. You and me both. It's good. Yeah, every time I buy packs, I'm like, which one's which?
I don't even know what
7
packs they're
collection
like.
packs.
I think someone said, "Do you want a set booster or a draft booster?" The
So
other
draft
day.
boosters are the standard. Set boosters are like, it's like 2 rares, 5 uncommons, and like 8 commons. Like
Okay.
like and then the division is better. Like it's like
Mhm.
if you want to do a collection of the.
Okay.
I mean, you can still draft it. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Apparently it's higher EV with set pack or set boosters, but ultimately it's like.
More
We
ways
gotta
for you to
cons-
spend money on Magic.
Yes.
cards.
Absolutely, yeah. Makes the pack $1 more, and also like I think it has the list in it, and whatever, and an art card. Who realistically,
I did like
they're
the
pretty.
art cards when
Yeah.
they were like. I think they. I don't remember when they introduced them, but I know they were in the original Modern Horizons.
Yes, it was MH1 was when they first did
I
it.
used to use them as bookmarks.
No, they're cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They don't need to be in every set.
No.
I like them. They're awesome. I'm actually all about it. Stop taking up one of my rares.
Seeing iteration from Brian here.
Now,
Brian's in a really dominant position here.
yeah, fair. What's new?
Yeah.
I hate to be grumpy, but
Yeah. I think one valid complaint about the Modern format right now is that I think in terms of win percentage, there really is not much variety at the top.
I think that has a lot more to do with, like we kind of talked a little bit earlier. I think that I think it's because Wizards does not have a consistent ban philosophy. They do not have a consistent BNR philosophy to where like they actually care. Now, shameless plug. I've been working on a banning philosophy for a modern adjacent format that I've been looking into, kind of popularizing. I can throw it up on the MTG Orlando Discord, kind of chat a little bit about it with you guys. I know that every single player that I've spoken to has been all for it. I think that there's room for it.
By the way.
What was that?
Another verdict from Chase, by the way, staying in this game.
He's doing it. Shark Typhoon would have ended this game. Shark Typhoon plus Counterspell. Easy peasy.
Endurance. Kind of surprised to see these in post-board.
I think, to kind of respond to chat, for cards that are like getting printed and looking really pretty, to be honest with you, I know that Wizards has made a bunch of mistakes, and I think rather than printing busted cards, instead just making prettier versions of cards and making money that way, I would rather them do it that way. I would rather them not, if Wizards needs to make money by printing extra cards, I would rather those cards already be legal and things and just be pretty versions. Yes, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult to read cards, and yes, it's going to make it more expensive sometimes. But ultimately, I think that is a much more safe way for players to kind of bling out decks rather than just like putting increased rarity cards like, I don't know, like Nexus of Fate being a buy box promo, or what was that, Tezzeret, Master of the Bridge?
Something like that.
Yeah, that is buy a box promo. I think increasing rarity is far more problematic than I think a lot of the art stuff is. Are we needing a rules?
Yeah, I think we're seeing the resolution of a judge call. Not sure on what, but could have just been for consulting purposes.
I wish that were the case, Liberty. Planar Cleansing is, I think, 5 mana and counterable. Though it would be relevant to get rid of a bunch of enchantments here.
Yep. Farewell.
There you go.
Hey, all right,
Farewell.
farewell.
There you go. Nice.
God.
Got there.
Hate to see that card in Explorer as a Rectus or Rectus-Sec player.
What is the... Oh, man. 3 and a white, sorcery. Each player sacrifices all enchantments. What is that card?
Oh, no, I don't know.
I played it in the Patrician Scorn. That card was a sideboard card in Ad Nauseum before we lost our dear monkey.
I might be seeing the end of the game here, by the way. There are 2 minutes left to go. Chase is at 2. There is an endurance on the field. Jamming for lethal.
Activate a Colonnade.
Chase is going to block with Colonnade. But Brian with a large hand of cards.
What is that?
What
Does that
is...
settle the wreckage? I can't read.
I can't
Do you
either.
know what that is?
It's a From the Vault card.
It is from the vault. Is that Entreat the Angels? No, it can't be.
No.
It is from the vault.
It's 5.
I don't know what it is.
5 mana.
Oh, it's the... Here. I'll find it.
Well,
You
it's
guys figured
getting
it out,
countered
yeah.
by Force of Negation.
It's-
Whatever it was is getting countered by Force of Negation.
Counterspell
which is another
back.
Counterspell.
All right.
All right, that counterspell is going to
works.
resolve.
I don't know what
but
this
will
is.
the original spell resolve? Will we find out what it is? So it's going to destroy. Is it Fracturing Gust?
It might be Fracturing Gust.
It's like destroy all enchantments or something like that. Like I think. Yeah, it is.
It is exactly Fracturing Gust. That is
because
it.
Chase is gaining.
From the Vault
gaining life
Annihilation
here.
is what that is. Wow.
He just gained 8.
Holy moly.
That's
it.
Yeah, is now going to get.
All right.
Gets back Leyline Binding and Kahira.
Holy moly. What a...
Wow.
Holy cow.
What a sideboard card. All right, so we're going to see Brian retaliate with Fury to kill this Kahira and put another Put another
lethal threat in play.
Yep.
Now, notably, we do have a colonnade, which will, in fact, trade with Fury. And it looks like Brian's running out of gas. Will we see it? Will we see a game 3? We won't.
We won't,
We
because
won't.
there are only 18 seconds left in the round.
Boggles player be damned.
Man,
Man, give Boggles a break, man. Shadow Spear exists. Give them a break.
So what are we gonna
Shadow
do?
Spear's in every artifact deck. They can't handle it.
All right. So that is time in the round. Chase is going to be turn 0. These players are going to have to find a way to win in just 5 turns. We're
3
gonna see
Fairy.
Teferi from Chase.
Bounce Fury, I bet.
Hmm.
Land drop, activate, colonnade.
He really does have to win.
Right. If we bounce Fury, no, because if we bounce
Is your 3 colonnade attacks is lethal?
3 colonnades is
Yes,
lethal. That's what
100%.
I'm saying. And so what's cool is if he goes land drop, attack with colonnade, then tap colonnade while it's attacking, then binding.
Chase is going to need the land in hand because of this Narset in play. Not going to be able to draw for just passes. Doesn't have the land.
Unfortunate. He does have a leyline binding.
All right, so we're going to see turn 1 is going to go to Brian. Both Fury and Endurance in play. Again, Endurance is also a 3-turn clock here. I mean, Fury is going to be exiled by binding, but Endurance is going to jam in for 3 turns.
If Chase needs to fetch, if the land that Chase draws is a fetch, Ren and 6 also creates that at their 3-turn clock as well. So it's a 2-turn clock.
Yeah.
So one attack, we may see this before Chase even has the chance. And I think at this point, Chase may have missed the chance.
All right, so draw for turn for Brian. Turn 1.
A Solitude would certainly help.
A lot of options to consider here.
Can you choose not with Solitude?
Yes, I
You
think
can.
so.
So
I don't think it has to have targets.
because a hard cast Solitude here may be very good.
Yep, well, up to.
Up to, okay. So if your opponent attacks,
All right, so we're gonna see 3 mana for
Endurance is a 3/4, right? So this is
Yep.
this is a lethal
6 mana.
attack.
So Kahira cast Kahira. This is gonna pump the elementals, meaning that Endurance
This is
is now
very
attacking for
lethal.
4. Leyline
Leyline
Binding's
Binding.
gonna smack Fury.
Fury has to hit Fury. He is at 8, so it is a 2-turn clock.
Yep.
He's asking a rules question.
Yep. So it hits.
All right. Take 4. This Narset was more relevant than I had thought it would be.
Yeah. I'm convinced I might sideboard one next week. So Murktide really seems to struggle against the 4-color deck if you let it run away. All right, so Chase on turn 2 is going to draw his card plus Teferi. Could
Telling you,
be, could be relevant with another top deck.
Telling you, man,
Supreme
lightning
Verdict.
bolt.
I think Supreme Verdict is probably really what you want to see here.
I mean, ultimately, like he needs to be dealing damage to
Yeah.
his opponent because this will end in a draw.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Even if Chase wins,
This will end
This
in
is
a
only
draw,
game
so
2.
he does need to win the game here.
just passing though,
Yeah, we can't.
just land go.
And there are 2 lethal attackers on Brian's side of the board.
Yes, although he minus
He's pitching Expressive to cast a Fury with Evoke.
yes to kill Teferi.
Here's 6. I'm sorry, 7.
And that's it.
That
That's the
looks like
game.
that's it.